Hello. This video provides our AGM with a summary of the 2016 to 2017 year and up to the present day. I'd just like to thank the South Australian Museum for allowing us to film amongst their wonderful collection of minerals and fossils. My key message in this, our final AGM video, is straightforward. DET CRC has done what it said it would do on time and on budget. I couldn't be happier with our outcomes. The Roxplorer coiled tubing drill rig has been taken from a concept to a design, to pieces of steel, and finally to a working prototype that during the year was successfully trialled at Bracunga, Port Augusta and Horsham. I think this will prove to be the biggest development in drilling technology since the advent of reverse circulation drilling 50 years ago. The two other pillars of our three pillars have also delivered. Labbit Rig has already been licensed to IMDEX, with additional sensors and software developed this year. The Gamma Autosonde has been licensed to Boart Longyear, and during the year, the Autosonde platform was further developed, simultaneously recording gamma, magnetic susceptibility, and resistivity data, and the Auto Shuttle successfully recorded spectral gamma data. Our fourth major success has been the wireless sub for recording drilling parameters. The wireless sub alone delivers an around 10% improvement in productivity in diamond drilling, and it has been licensed to Boart Longyear. DET CRC's success provides encouragement to major, multi-party, collaborative research ventures where the financial support from sponsors is highly leveraged, and perhaps more importantly, expertise is highly leveraged through the many partners. In last year's AGM video, I hoped that the recent mining downturn would become known as the downturn of 2012 to 2015. That was based on a recovery in share prices during 2016. The recovery has now flowed through into exploration, and it does indeed appear to have been the downturn of 2012 to 2015. The Australian Bureau of Statistics has just reported that exploration expenditure in Australia in the June quarter rose by 7% to $428 million, after 9 successive quarters at less than $400 million. While one can't control externalities, I am pleased that our technologies will be launched into an exploration market that is growing for the first time in 5 years. The key remaining challenge to the legacy of DET CRC is ensuring our successful prototypes are turned into successful commercial products by their licensors, not least the disruptive Roxplorer coiled tubing drill rig. That will be our focus through to the 30th of June next year.
This year, we went back to where it all began and held our final annual conference in Hahndorf in South Australia. Over 140 delegates attended the conference. 70% of those were from industry or end users, the other 30% being our research teams and postgraduate students. The highlight of this year's conference was our live technology demonstration at our Bracunga Drilling Research and Training Facility. This demonstration showcased all major technologies developed by DET CRC throughout our lifetime. Over 50 people attended our sponsor-only briefing at PDAC in Toronto this year. This briefing provides our North American-based sponsors and those unable to make a trip down under the opportunity to hear about our progress face-to-face. Our final PDAC briefing will be held at next year's conference on Sunday, the 4th of March. 4 editions of Explore were distributed during the year. These quarterly updates can be found under the News tab on our website. Over 13 videos have been uploaded to DET CRC TV since this time last year. Thanks to the team at the Geological Survey of South Australia, we wrapped up our video series on the Mineral Systems Drilling Program. We also released 2 videos on the Roxplorer field trials. Our videos are invaluable. Our views online now exceed over 38,000. I'd like to personally thank everyone that's been involved in these videos throughout the life of DET CRC TV. Getting up and standing in front of a camera isn't easy, nor is listening to me nag. We've distributed 3 press releases since our last AGM video. Firstly, successful field trials for revolutionary new drill rig regarding the Port Augusta Roxplorer trial. Secondly, revolutionary drill rig a step closer after successful Victorian trial regarding the Horsham Roxplorer trial. And thirdly, a detailed technical press release on Roxplorer's performance and assay results. We continue to be well represented in trade press and media. Roxplorer has generated national interest in publications such as Mining Monthly, the Australian Resources and Investment magazine, and news.com.au. At a more detailed technical level, we now have 1,100 reports on Centric, our project management system, the portal for which sits on the DET CRC website homepage. There will be a final meeting of our Science Steering Committee on the 7th of June in Fremantle of next year. Further information regarding this meeting will be sent through in due course.
DET CRC has an ambitious target of 40 postgraduate completions by 30th of June 2018. We have had 59 commencements. As of early November, we had 30 completions. This equates to over 333,000 research hours from our postgraduate students, which is a significant contribution to DET CRC's research. With 10 completions remaining until we hit our target of 40 postgraduate research completions, we are working hard to ensure that our remaining students complete successfully. The students have their own incentive with a $3,000 completion bonus awarded for an accepted PhD thesis and $2,000 awarded for an accepted Masters by Research thesis. 96% of our current research students have industry or end-user co-supervisors. This engagement benefits the students and the mineral exploration industry, with our graduating students being more industry aware than students without such links. In addition to our postgraduate research students, 74 honours students and 22 Masters by Coursework students have completed projects on DET CRC related topics. DET CRC's goals in vet driller training have been met. We continue to train drillers, drillers off-siders and field technicians in the new technologies we have developed. Over the last year, this has been undertaken principally through the Roxplorer field trials.
My name is Ben Ameri. I completed my PhD with DET CRC at Curtin University 2016. I investigated the best methods and materials to use embedding electronics into composite materials. I employed by Global Tech as a material scientist. I work on improving and developing the true probe range of products, wireless sub and televier technologies.
Hi, I'm Hong Yang. I'm a PhD student in the drilling group working with Dr. Masumo Sofi. Our research with DET CRC Project 11 aims at solving the problem of the determination of the mineral cutting steps from the drilled formation when using coiled tubing drilling. Our research won the Best Student Prize, and I'm really happy to demonstrate our research next year in Toronto.
Our financial position remains secure and we're tracking well ahead of our original targets. We reached an important financial milestone recently with the collection of the final year's membership fees. We've now collected the vast majority of income that we expect to receive, and we can budget with a high degree of confidence for the remaining period of the CRC. We're extremely grateful for the ongoing support from participants and the CRC program. Cash receipts are now $14.3 million ahead of the original Commonwealth Agreement of $45.7 million, mostly due to new sponsors, drilling programs and South Australian Government grants. For the life of the CRC, we now anticipate receiving $62 million of cash funding, exceeding our original targets by $13 million. Overall staff and non-staff in-kind contributions from participants are also well ahead of the original Commonwealth Agreement, largely due to outstanding support from our supplier sector sponsors, principally Boart Longyear, Imdex, Olympus and Global Tech. Sound financial governance is provided by our Audit Committee, and our independent auditor EY has again signed an unqualified audit opinion on the financial statements. Turning now to a summary of our commercialisation activity. Since the last AGM, 2 new technologies have been licensed, these being the drilling optimisation software to Boart Longyear and the pre-stack diffraction software to HiSeis. In all, licences have now been executed on 10 technologies, the most significant of these being for the AutoSonde, Labbit Rig and Wireless Sub. Licence agreements are currently being negotiated for 3 further technologies, and we hope to finalise these soon. The Roxplorer CT drilling system was offered for commercialisation in September 2017 following its successful field trials and strong support from sponsors expressed at the annual conference. We expect around 6 more technologies to be offered for commercialisation prior to wind up next year. And finally, we've taken steps to protect IP where appropriate and now hold 10 patent applications, each at various stages in the patent system, 4 registered designs and 6 trademarks. Inevitably, the last few months will be very busy as we work our way through the remaining commercialisation offerings that include the all-important CT rig. We will then turn our attention to assigning licences and responsibilities to a successor entity and the orderly wind-up of the company by 30 September 2018. I've really enjoyed my time in this role and I'm committed to finishing off strongly to ensure that the outputs of this CRC have industry impact.
As is always the case, our most important outcomes are those related to our research. The fabrication, launch and trialling of the Roxplorer coiled tubing drill rig was the highlight of the year, indeed possibly of the lifetime of DET CRC. So the first 6 of our 10 highlights relate to the launch and trialling of the Roxplorer coiled tubing drill rig. It's also worth noting that all 92 Commonwealth milestones set in the government funding agreement and due to date have been met. I hope you enjoy our top 10 research highlights.
This is our final AGM video, and as is clear, DET CRC is delivering what it said it would deliver. Perhaps most excitingly, the Roxplorer coiled tubing drill rig. This success is due to deep and productive collaborations between research organisations and industry, such as those that have also delivered the AutoSonde and Labbit rig. The remaining challenge to the legacy of DET CRC is ensuring that our successful prototypes are turned into successful commercial products by their licensors. We are working with suppliers, mining companies and government to lock in the demand that will ensure that licensors have the confidence to make the investments required to turn our prototypes into commercial products. This will be undoubtedly assisted by the recent upturn in the minerals exploration market. Of course, DET CRC's legacy isn't just the hardware and products, it is also the relationships between parties in DET CRC that will outlive us, and the future footprint of our large cohort of students described by Caroline. And we hope the combination of all of these to make new Tier 1 discoveries undercover. It's been a great pleasure for me to have been involved in this venture, from developing the original CRC bid through to overseeing the delivery of successful prototypes that 10 years ago were just a glint in the eye. I'd like to thank everyone who has been involved along the journey, my fellow board members, sponsors who have stuck with us through what is now a full cycle of our industry's boom and bust, and the Australian Government for its support of the excellent CRC program. Our highly successful small management team, the researchers in universities, CSIRO, geological surveys, and industry who have delivered our terrific outcomes. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being part of DET CRC. Thank you.